Hey guys, it's Shola and today I'm going to be giving you tips on how to ace your online dental school interview. As you guys know, times have changed and interviews are all online this year. This is a totally new format and you might feel nervous. You might feel like it's harder for you to show off your personality. But in this video, I'll be giving you a few tips on how to maximize your chance of having a really good interview. Here, I'll be telling you how to practice virtually, whether you should use notes, the best free resources, how to be confident, and also quick last minute tips. So now I'm going to talk about how to practice virtually. When I was doing my interviews, I did majority of my practice online. This allowed me to be interviewed by doctors and dentists that I knew, and this is especially a valuable way to revise and prepare for your interviews this year with everything that's going on with coronavirus. I recommend that you do this around 3 times before your interview, especially with someone who has medical or dental knowledge, or even just scientific knowledge. So it could be your science teacher if they allow you. It just allows them to give you the best advice possible, as well as just reassuring you that this person really knows what they're talking about. But if you can't find anyone, it's okay to do an interview with anyone, so long as they have a list of questions you haven't seen before and they can assess like your confidence, the way you're speaking, your sentence structure, for example, etc, etc. If you just want to practice on being comfortable in front of your webcam, I recommend that you go on the photo app of your computer and just record yourself talking. Record yourself answering questions within a 3 to 4 minute time range. This will allow you to mimic an MMI station, and it will just help you get used to answering your questions in a concise way. You don't have to use the full 3 to 4 minutes because sometimes you just finish early. Like, you shouldn't go on and on just to fill the time. Be sure to write down a www and an EBI, so that's what you did well, and also even better if. So you can assess your interview skills and you can just keep on getting better and better. You'll definitely see an improvement if you do this consistently. And if you're struggling to find someone to interview you, I really recommend going on Instagram and going through the different dental Instagrams that are out there. There are so many dental students who are providing interview services. Some of them charge, but it's not too expensive, and some of them are for free, and you can just ask them for advice, general advice about what you need to do, especially if they go to the school you want to go to. And you can also ask them for advice specific to that uni that they go to, because some interviews at different unis ask about specific things that come up like almost every year. Otherwise, just ask your friend to interview you on FaceTime. Just give them like a website that has common dental interview questions, and yeah, you'll be pretty good to go. Practice actually makes perfect. So now I'm going to move on to whether you should use notes or not in your interview. Because the interview is online, I guess you feel like there's an advantage. You can use your notes during the interview, or you can read your notes just before the interview. I'm here to tell you, please do not use your notes during the interview. I guarantee that the interviewer will notice that you're not looking at your webcam and notice that your eyes are moving back and forth reading your notes, and also just slow down your speed. Like, instead of you to actually think about what the interviewer told you, you're going through your notes, and no, don't do it. If it was a real interview, you would not do that, so don't do it now. I do recommend making notes on common interview questions and questions that you've heard in the past, or questions that other dental students have told you that come up. And that is really good. Like, make bullet points on that. Don't make like paragraphs and paragraphs, but just make bullet points on what you think you would say, because that actually helps you so you can think a bit about the question before you actually go there. But don't just go there with like all of these bullet points in your head and like start regurgitating them as if you're reading off something. Just be fluid and talk to someone as you would normally talk to them, but obviously professionally, and you'll be good. They want someone who wants to be a dentist. They don't want someone who's like cramming reasons why they should be a dentist or someone else. Now I'm moving on to the best resources you can use for your interview. So there are so many good resources to get interview questions from, and I really don't want you to be overwhelmed by the sheer amount of things that come up. You do not need to know everything. The interviewer is not expecting you to know everything. Don't go around researching procedures that you have never heard of just to sound smart, because it's not going to come up. If you said any procedures in your personal statement, make sure that you actually know what happens in them a little bit, but don't go into detail. Like, they're not expecting you to be a dentist. You're literally fresh out of A-levels, so yeah. I recommend going through the common dental interview questions, and the resource that I used for this was particularly the Medic portal, and I also used some YouTubers such as the Dent Life and Yawande. They are really good. I recommend watching all of their interview videos because they reassure you so much and they give such good advice, so I really recommend it. I personally did not buy any books from Amazon or any other website to prepare because I feel like it's a bit of a waste of money. Like, it will overwhelm you and it will have stuff that's already on the internet, so don't do it unless you feel like you need that extra help. But personally, I did not use any books, so yeah. In terms of extra reading that I think that is completely and utterly necessary, I'm saying the GDC 9 principles. Try to memorize them and refer to them in your interview. The interviewer will be really impressed if you can just refer to one of these, especially in an ethical station. I did this in my interview and I feel like the interviewer was like, okay, like I didn't think they accepted it, but I used that in almost like, I wouldn't say use it in every station, like not every station will require it, but when you can, make sure you use it and make sure that you tell them that it's from the GTC principles so they know you specifically learned that for the interview. Another thing that I would recommend that people often tend not to do is go on the university website and make sure you look at the societies, the uni location, like what the uni is known for, whether it's research or anything else. You need to make sure you know that, because they're going to probably ask you, why do you want to go to our school in particular? Because you had like 15 schools to choose from. Why do you want to go to these schools in particular? For example, with Plymouth, I prepared, I was talking about the surroundings. Like there's a beach, there's lots of natural scenery. So I was saying that this would be improve my mental health, because when I'm stressed, I can just go for a jog or a walk, and this will improve my resilience. So like when I'm in a time of stress, like exam season, I would just go out for a walk or jog. Just learn about the location and why it's special for this dental school. With BUS, there's especially a lot of oral cancer cases due to the fact that chewing tobacco is a cultural thing here. So yeah, you can also include that. Just learn something that's interesting about the university and why you actually want to go there. So now I'm going to move on to how to be confident in your interview. This was especially important for me. Like I'm not a really confident person. I'm quite shy. So when I was thinking about these interviews, I was like, how am I actually going to go and meet like 8 different people and talk to them and like say the reasons why I want to go to that university so badly without being tongue-tied, stuttering and all of that. And the only tip I can really give you is fake it until you make it. I am not a confident person normally. I'm shy. So the way I'm talking to this camera, I will not go to a random person or start talking to them like that. I have to tell myself to be confident, because if I'm not confident, who's gonna watch my videos? If I'm not confident in my interview, why would they pick me? Like why would they think out of the 200 people that applied here, I should pick this person in particular for the 70 spaces? So make sure that you just fake it until you make it. There's no other thing to do. I know you feel so nervous, like you prepped for this so long. Please do not overthink it. It's okay. Just be confident, say what you've learned and say why you want to be a dentist, and just be genuine, and that's all you can do. Before the interview, just tell yourself you're going to do amazing, you're going to try your absolute best, you are ready for this, and you deserve to have this interview. You deserve to be in this school, and you will feel much better about it. So finally, I'm going to give you some quick last minute tips. This is particularly for the day of the interview. So on the day of the interview, if you're particularly worried about lag or your internet speed, make sure that you tell your family to try not to download anything that's 4K or watch 4K footage, or download anything that's really large, because this will probably slow down your internet and then you'll probably experience some lagging. You might not hear them or they might not hear you. Before your interview, be sure to open a video app on your computer or a photo app and look at yourself, look at your background, see whether your background's okay, it's plain, it's clean, and whether you can see yourself properly. Make sure you sit in a well-lit area. If it's too dark and you don't have anywhere else to go, make sure that you put like a lamp behind your computer, and it'll hopefully brighten up a little bit so they can see you properly. Make sure that you wear formal clothes. Like I know it's online and I know you're thinking, let me just wear joggers and wear like a fancy top. Just wear both. Like you need to feel like you're in the interview. You don't want to feel too comfortable. Your mind and your body needs to distinguish between a FaceTime with your friends and an interview that determines whether you get into the university. So make sure that you dress the part and you are serious, and make sure you join at least 10 to 15 minutes before the interview, especially if it's on Zoom. They'll allow you in once it's your time. They won't allow you in much earlier. So if you are there before, you can make sure that you don't miss anything and that you don't miss the initial instructions. And also you just need to seem a professional, because especially because it's online, there's like almost no excuse as to why you're late. Apart from internet issues, like there's not really anything else you can say. So make sure that you come on time and you're ready to smash this interview. Especially if it's an MMI, because they're probably going to put you in breakout room. Once you miss the initial instructions, then it's going to be a whole lot harder for them to put you into the cycle. So just be sure you are there in time for your interview. And that's basically all of my tips. I hope this helped you and I hope you feel more assured for your interview. Good luck, and if this video helped you, be sure to give it a like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time. Bye.